Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2023 that debuted as the flagship of the reborn IWC Ingenieur line. This is the Ingenieur Automatic 40 in titanium, and it is the return of the classic Genta Ingenieur. A little bit about that. Back in the 1970s, Genta designed a lot of watches, but the big three from a historical standpoint have always been considered the 1972 Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, the 1976 Patek Philippe Nautilus 3700, and the also 1976 Ingenieur reference 1832 Jumbo Ingenieur or Ingenieur SL. Now, the strange thing is, in an era when it seemed like people could not get enough of the Royal Oak and the Nautilus, and everyone was coming out with their fake emulation of 70s integrated bracelet watches, IWC authentically had such a design, but chose not to use it. So instead of seeing the return of the Genta Ingenieur from 2016 to 2022, we saw a lot of watches influenced by the 50s and 60s Ingenieur, and collectors said emphatically that's not what they wanted. So IWC revived the reference 1832 in style and spirit for 2023. Most of the models were steel, but this titanium was the most unusual and the most opulent. So in grade 5 titanium, 40 millimeters in diameter, 10.9 millimeters thick, and there's two different ways to describe its distance across the wrist. So if it's just the case, it's going to be 45.8. If we measure the first link on each side, which is how I try to standardize these things, then it's 49.6 across the wrist. It doesn't feel toy-like, but it's definitely for those who would prefer a watch that's lighter on the wrist and less obtrusive. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it fits beautifully. The edges of the case are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. It's flat enough to fit underneath any dress cuff, so it'll work on that basis. And I can see this wearing well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Once more, for reference, my wrist is 16. The bracelet's a beautiful piece, and as you can see, it's nicely done in media blast with a little bit of polished beveling, just like the case. The polish works well here as an accent. It really pops, and you can see the center intermediate links, the flanking links, the use of satin and polish and juxtaposition. Quite impressive stuff, and you can see it is triple finished. Satin on the edge, polish for the highlights, and then media blast across the top. Rolling down, you can see we have quite a few removable links here, so you are going to get the right size. Also, if you look carefully, you can see that there's a 1.5 size link on each side, an intermediate size link. For those of you who might find yourself in between sizes, that can help you fine-tune. Now, you can see we have a titanium trigger deploying clasp here, probably made by Bracelet. A little bit of engine turning right there. It's a sequential close, which means one side closes before the other. The IWC logo goes down second. And the nice thing is it is a twin trigger clasp, so you have to press both triggers for it to open. A lot of security on the wrist, and it is a sports watch. Automatic winding, well loomed, 100 meters water resistant with a screw down crown, and a soft iron inner cage to protect the hairspring against magnetism. It's believed to offer about 80,000 ampere per meter of magnetic flux density resistance. You can see that the case is nicely done. Once again, we have that triplicate of finishing: media blast, polish, and satin. And we have these lovely polished bevels on the edges of the crown guard, a media blasted Probus Scafusia crown, a good solid watch made in Schaffhausen. That is their motto. The bezel is authentically fixed by the bolts you see. They're not just cosmetic, they are involved in the assembly of the case. And then you can see we have, once again, a couple of different finishes on this bezel, and a dial that's gray with a combination of stripes and quadrant cuts, and it's a good look with blackened hands, indices, and date frame. And IWC really did sweat the details here. The date disc is the same color as the dial. That's how it should be all the time, but all brands don't get that right. Okay, lume, plenty. Turn it all over. No, there's nothing to see, but I can tell you what's inside. There is a IWC caliber 32111, which is a Valfleurier developed movement. VF is a movement manufacturer that can almost be described as to Richemont what ETA is to Swatch Group. Valfleurier is supplementary movement engineering assistance and in some case manufacturing for Richemont Group brands. Well, IWC builds this movement in-house, but the base was designed by VF, and it's a 5-day automatic with a 4 hertz beat rate, hacking seconds, a quick set date, 21 pivot jewels, and it is with 5 days of power reserve, a big upgrade on the previous Ingenieur's standard, which generally was between 38 and 42. So though it is a corporate caliber spread throughout Richemont, its 5-day power reserve is fairly elite. And it's a tough movement that's well shielded against magnetism, and IWC builds the caliber in-house and adjusts it in 5 positions before shipping it, so they do add some value over the standard VF caliber. They also include styling elements that are distinctive of the Ingenieur, although you'd have to open the case to see that. A lot of watch, a lot of fun, and a lot of style. Look what your friends are paying for Royal Oaks and Nautilus, then consider this to be every inch the equal from a historical standpoint, and you realize the value proposition. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.